Welcome back to the podcast. Go ahead and finish your statement real quick, Zoo. What you
I'm
drinking
just
on?
saying.
Everybody drinking healthy water, and you come here drinking Coke.
I just drank 2 bottles of water. I'm sipping a Coke for my food so I can burp. Is something wrong with that? It's aftermath, man. I'm
I
be
mean,
good for the show.
if you worked out, I wouldn't even eat pasta after a workout. But I mean, it's your world. You guys,
It is what I had a taste for, man.
I got you.
Okay.
That's our fault. That's our fault. Welcome back to
Appreciate
another
you.
podcast, man. My main man, Darius to the left of me, Zoo down low. Hey, hey, y'all. We sorry we missed last week. Um, we back. So, Darius, start us off.
It worked out better than we missed.
What's on your
It's a
mind?
better.
I feel like, as we know, trade deadline was yesterday, right?
All right.
A lot of people are going everywhere,
All right.
and I'm just here to say, calm down,
Calm down.
calm down.
Okay.
Nobody made a move where you're gonna be like, they gonna be all right. Only person that you can discuss maybe was Miami when they traded for Bradley Chubb, right? Buffalo didn't get necessarily better. Nobody's gonna say, "Oh, they got Naheem Hines. We better watch out." Nobody's. Kadarius Toney is not scaring nobody. Not saying that he can't, but we only seen one game, literally. In 2 years, he played in one. He had one game. And that was versus Dallas. So, and the Ravens added Roquan Smith. Linebacker is not what they needed in terms of getting better. He helps, right? You will take him if you can get him, but he doesn't make you better. And I just think everybody's like going crazy. Like Christian McCaffrey to the 40, even the Christian McCaffrey to the 49ers, the running game isn't what San Francisco issue was. It's consistency at quarterback, and it's the secondary. Now they got some guys coming back.
It ain't that QB.
They got some guys coming back for the secondary if they should help, but the trade from Christian McCaffrey, I don't think none of these trades really move the needle outside of Miami, maybe for those teams. Now you got
That's a big maybe.
and you got some, and that's a big maybe, right? Because I kind of feel like Bradley Chubb being overhyped, but we're gonna see what happens. Then you got some teams who fans are upset, like the Chargers, like the Titans, and the Packers. Packers probably should be upset.
Yeah, they probably should be. But
Yeah, they should. They're struggling in the passing game. They're trying to force Romeo Dobbs to be this premier player, and he's just not there yet. Not saying that he can't get there, but he's just not there yet. Christian Watson, he's in and out the lineup. So is Allen Lazard. Samuel Watkins is not who we want him to be. So to see them not make a trade for at least Brandon Cooks is kind of astonishing. Now the Chargers, it was kind of frustrating, but when you think about it, it kind of made sense. After the offseason we don't really got much money to move, and we got players coming back, right? So I see a lot of people say we should have traded for somebody like Elijah Moore. Okay, when we got Elijah Moore and Mike Williams and Keenan Allen come back, then what? Now we got 3, 4, 5 receivers who got to get the ball after target shares with all these people here. Because what you're not going to do, you're not going to stop throwing the ball to your $20 million receivers. Right? You're not going to you're going to not stop throwing the ball to your $9 million running back and your $9 million tight end. So where did it leave Elijah Moore? Now we just traded 2 draft picks for a guy who had been fifth in targets. It really didn't make sense. And another team that I thought would have made a move in the passing game was the Titans. It's kind of surprising that they didn't make a move as well.
that's not surprising.
I mean, it's the organization. Well, I mean, to the credit of the Titans and Green Bay, they made calls. They just didn't have. I mean, what they would have to give up trying to get what they were going to get wasn't worth it. Essentially, like whether it was picks and or a player. I mean, like
I gave up that second for Claypool. You gave up a second to draft Christian Watson. You could have gave up a second to draft Claypool.
true. I mean, but everybody moved it. But Green Bay is historically like that. They're not worried about the outside and bringing it in. We'll just grow them here, even if it means, suffering. So it's not like uncommon. In Tennessee, they made some calls. and they just didn't work. I guess they just didn't work out. I don't know what they had draft stock wise, but it just wasn't working out for them.
Nick said the asking price was too high.
I think one name to keep an eye on is Brandon Cooks. This probably going to force his way out of LA. I'm pretty sure he's going to have some type of market. I said force his way out of LA. Force his way out of Houston. Yeah. I think he's going to have some type of market once he forced their release. He hasn't showed up to practice today. He wasn't there yesterday. Yeah. I don't think he's going back.
I mean, he tweeted after the deadline when he didn't get traded. He was like, I tried to play the nice guy role, and that ain't it. I'm not going to let you pay me or do me dirty. So
yeah. So I think he's played his last game in Houston last week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he'll be released by the end of this week, beginning of next week. And it's going to be interesting to see where he decides to go because there's going to be a lot of contenders lined up.
Everybody calling. Everybody going to call. As long as as long as the number right for him, and he got a contender, he going to be straight.
If you get released, though, that's all on the Texans to pay that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be. I said
should be.
Should be on them. Pay the dead money. But I mean, as long as he get a contender, he'd be straight.
They're gonna be lined up. I'm pretty sure Dallas, Green Bay, Tennessee.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Chargers. Y'all gonna be lined up.
Hopefully.
Now you want the Chargers to pick them up.
I think that's when Green Bay actually makes a move because they know they ain't got to spend that money.
So, let's talk about sticking in the NFL. Let's talk about the best divisions in football right now. We definitely know John been smoking crack rock, so his take was definitely wrong to start the year.
Everybody's take was wrong to start the year, so let's relax. AFC East, NFC East is the two divisions in the league. Nobody said nothing about them being the best, so let's.
I actually put AFC East. No, that was the NFC West. The NFC West is definitely the undisputed. No, East. NFC East is definitely undisputed best division in football right now.
Right now, yeah.
And I even go a step further with tied for first is the AFC East.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do I think that continues? No. Right. I think not to blur our topics, but I think one of those teams that gets cold is those two teams in New York, the Jets and the Giants. I don't think their way of their win is sustainable.
No.
That was entertaining. I don't think sustainable. Yeah. Especially with Brees Hall going down for the Jets, especially with the non-existent passing game for the Giants. I don't think it's going to take a playing part at the second half of the season when teams get ready for playoff season and all that good jazz. Yeah. I don't think that lasts. But right now, yes, NFC East and the AFC East is definitely the top two divisions.
I agree with you.
AFC the last though.
Yeah, I agree with you though. I think the Jets. I mean, Zach Wilson's the only thing holding them back, and this decision making is just poor. For whatever reason, he wants to play hero ball when he doesn't have to. Like you said, Brees Hall going down hurts him a lot in his development because I don't think he's ready to trust to see the field and see his receivers consistently. And then the Giants, I thought they would have lost a couple weeks back. Really, the Jags should have took them out of there, but poor management on their part. But it is what it is. They won. But yeah, the lack of passing game for them, and you can only run the ball with Saquon so long. Somebody's gonna stop it somewhere. Yep. So. Well, I mean, obviously, Geno, Seattle proved that possible. And so
I mean, but they were still in that game.
So, I mean, yeah. Credit to Dabo. Credit to Dabo coaching, yeah. But I mean, it's
that's what I mean where the passing game come in, like the lack thereof. Like they couldn't move the ball like they wanted to because they couldn't really get established. I mean, their best receiver is Darius Slayton. No slack to Darius Slayton. I think
and he just started playing.
Yeah,
literally.
A couple games ago.
Sound about right.
It's just it's gonna be tough on them. That was the 2 weeks link. I mean, think, depending on how this week goes, this next week come up, Washington could catch some heat, could heat up a little bit. I think Taylor Heineke gives them what they wanted, a little more aggressiveness in the passing game. Because now Terry McLaurin's back to looking like himself. Because at first he was dormant. Everybody tried to come at me for that for whatever reason. I don't know why.
He still looks mediocre. But anyway.
Okay. I don't know what you seen. You've been watching him on tape.
Man, just happy he scored a touchdown the first week out there. Man had 47 yards receiving.
Hey, the two biggest grabs of the game, 2 games in a row.
Don't matter.
It doesn't matter. That's what you want from your number one receiver. What are you talking about?
I mean, if that's what you like to say, production is all right. Cool.
I don't say the production was really there. I mean, he
right, but all right, cool. If you want to say that's production,
I mean, but even
good production.
Like that, if you want your best player to make the play the
crazy.
best time. Is that what you're paying for?
We talking about it. No, we talking about in terms of production. He ain't been what he's supposed to, what you claim him to be.
That's what he said he was. Remember that?
He just got the quarterback who gives him the ball.
Okay.
All right.
Man, he just got the quarterback that's only gonna look to throw him the ball. That's the problem.
Hey,
he ain't throwing it to nobody else really.
Everybody can't eat, fam. Everybody cannot eat.
Okay, stop. 16 points and nobody eat.
Chill out.
I'm just saying, let's revisit it. Who did we say, Darius? Who did you have the best division in football?
I had the AFC West.
John, who did you have the best division in football?
I had the AFC North.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you know they ain't the best division in football.
Neither one did. So it's okay. He had the West and the North. I had the North and the West. Exactly how it was.
It's not even close.
He did not have the North.
I had AFC West and North.
No, he did. Yeah, he did. Oh man, come on, man. I know what I was talking about. All right.
But I think, they're not down far.
Who?
I mean, Pittsburgh and obviously Las Vegas is holding both of these divisions back from being competitive. I guess I can swap those.
Cleveland is too.
Nah, Cleveland playing way better than people projected.
Cleveland is a lot.
I'm just going off a record. I'm not saying they're not playing well.
Their record is a lot better than what they say. You got to think about 2 minutes field goals.
No, I'm agreeing with that. I'm saying based off of their record, not if I ain't watching them play. I just seen their record. I wouldn't agree with that. But yeah, as of watching them play, yes, I definitely agree. They definitely should be better than 3 and 5. I think they're at
3-5 for sure.
So, I'm not mad at that take. But we just know the AFC North is. I don't like the trend they hit it right now, so.
I don't, and I agree. And I'm tell you why. And it's more than I actually think the Browns and the Ravens are the only 2 good teams in that division.
You can say that.
You don't think the Bengals good?
No.
Why?
Because they don't have I don't know what the problem is.
Hey, hold on, I'm gonna cut you off real quick. We need to ring in Eric Brown for this. So I can
it's a couple of things, right? So you seen how stagnant it got. Granted, it's what any team would do if your best player is not on the field. Then you don't look the same, which is granted.
Please
cool,
get Eric.
But the lack of use for Joe Mixon in that game.
It
shows
that's just off coaching. I don't.
He got eight touches on the game. You should be running the ball anyway. They got athletic linebackers. They ain't just out here stopping the run. Last time I checked in any defensive ranking, that ain't that. And Joe Mixon ain't a bottom tier running back. Last time I checked, he had 1,000 yards last year. Am I right?
He just ain't top 5. Yeah.
And which is fine. That's okay. But he's good enough to
he top 10 back though.
He's good enough to carry you to a dub. And so if they don't know,
he top 5 in your book.
Yeah, top 5 in my book.
He been AK. Saquon. Right, AK Saquon.
AK in there.
Who your 5?
I give him better than Saquon. Saquon hot right now, but I gotta see Saquon do it twice.
I gotta see Mixon do it twice.
Mixon been doing it.
Mixon been did it like 4 times.
4 years in a row.
Show me the stats. But anyway.
That's why regardless, we just talking about the presence of the game, right? If they go out there thinking they still finna throw the ball 50 times when Joe Burrow already getting put on his neck 9 times a game, you hurting your quarterback for one.
That shit's
You're not trying to set any tone with your line that you paid for, and you wasting the guy in the field. So you might as well not put Joe Mixon or running back out there. You might as well go 5 wide and just hope for the best.
Well, fuck it. That's what they did.
You play a team with some guys that's decent or better.
No, I just think the Browns were just playing zone, and the Bengals like to go deep. And they couldn't win. That was about it.
I ain't gonna force them to go man either, especially with my best corner down. I'm gonna play something safe because my next best corner got to play the slot.
Even if they had their best corner, the game plan is we don't want them going deep. That's what the Bengals do.
They'll be more willing to do some different things than just play zone all game if they got Denzel Ward and Greg Newsome out there at the same time. But I mean,
I ain't gonna say that, but
neither here nor there.
Emerson
It's
is
just again.
Martin Emerson is a good Ricky corner, man.
He is. I actually agree with that.
That's
from
for y'all
Mississippi
too.
State.
Y'all hated him. That's y'all.
He still sucks. Don't get it wrong, but
I said he was terrible, but he's proving me wrong. I ain't got no problem with that.
He still suck in my books, but
I'm glad y'all gave him some flowers out here, man. I appreciate y'all doing
it. But here's my
hey Darius, before you go flip.
Huh?
Flip it for me.
Wait till he starts recording to say that. But the Bengals. Here's my take on the Bengals. They lost to Cooper Rush and the Dallas Cowboys.
Man, that's crazy.
They lost to Mitchell Trubisky and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Man, that's tough too.
They lost to Jacoby Brissett.
Even though they shouldn't have lost that first game, but yeah.
They lost to Jacoby Brissett and the Cleveland Browns.
Man, that's tough too.
How am I to say? And all these losses prior to the Browns, they had Jamar Chase. They had a healthy team and they were losing. So how am I to say that? What's the difference between them and the Rams right now?
Oh, a lot. I say a lot.
They both struggling on offense. They playing as big.
But you gotta realize I don't really see the Rams in too many games. Like,
what do you mean?
Not based off the score. Don't get it wrong. But when I know they get down 10, I just don't believe it's over. Unfortunately.
Oh, yeah.
If the Bengals get down 10, I at least have somewhat belief that they can come back and win.
But there's no balance in the Bengals. They're trying to force Burrow to be whoever they want him to be. That's not Burrow's lane. No reason that if you look at Cleveland games and the games that they lost the games because the opposing team was running the ball. There's no way in the world that Joe Mixon should only have 8 carries.
I agree with that, though.
I don't care how you do, Joe. 8 carries on the ground after the Chargers ran all over the Browns, after the Jets ran all over the Browns, after the Patriots then ran all over the Browns. You want to come in this game throwing the ball with your number one receiver down? That's point number one. Point number two, even if you decide to throw the ball, you should be able to still throw the ball with Tyler Boyd, Hayden Hurst, and T. Higgins. Mm-hmm. That ain't no coaching. That's on Joe Burrow and how to manage the game and how to get the ball out quick. He's holding the ball. Yes, he do take some sacks on the offensive line, but some of Joe Burrow sacks come from him holding the ball way too long. Way too long. He's looking for the big play every play. That was Patrick Mahomes' problem when he came in the league. But he's not Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes successfully did it because he had Tyreek Hill. Now you take Jamar, and Burrow got Jamar Chase. That's absolutely true, but that's only effective when Jamar Chase is in the game. True. If he's not in, you cannot do that same thing. Unless you're just going to throw it up to T. Higgins every play, which may work.
That probably more than likely will work too, but
they ain't do it.
I mean, I'm just saying that probably will work too, but
right. Yeah,
but I just think when you look at the way the AFC is stacked, I think the Cincinnati Bengals are going to be the odd man left out because, let's be honest, Baltimore is going to run away with this division, right? I don't see them losing much more in the second half of the season. If the Cleveland Browns can get to 5-6 or 6-6 until Deshaun Watson come back, I think they're going to turn the tide. They're going to be in the mix. So I think, and you couple that with the other teams that's probably going to get hot, like the Dolphins probably continue to stay hot. I think the Broncos are probably going to start steaming. They keep figuring it out on offense because you can't cancel them out on defense because, you can't cancel them out on the game because they got such great defense. And hopefully if the Chargers get some of their players back, you can start counting us in there. So I just really feel like the Bengals are going to be the odd team left out because they couldn't figure it out at the beginning of the season.
I mean, they had to do what they did last year, just make a run. Hopefully they can do it again. That's the biggest thing.
Will said that's a good take, Darius. On the Raiders.
Of
course he would.
So look.
Of course he would.
Let's talk about the two. I don't know if they're the oldest quarterbacks, but they're probably the two oldest quarterbacks in the game right now. At least top 3 oldest quarterbacks. Let's talk about Matt Ryan, Brady, and Rodgers.
I feel like this. Matt Ryan was just it was astounding because they glorified the Colts. Because they put them in the same upper. All they needed was the quarterback. That's all you've been hearing. Forever. just like Denver.
Don't ask me, fam.
You feel me? And so they go get Matt Ryan. He go out there look like some bum water, and now his shoulder hurt, and now he benched. So he go ahead wipe his nose at him. He good. He sucks. It's fine. Now when you get to Rodgers and Brady, right? Same thing. Folks want to crown them because they name. Respectively, they are two of the top best quarterbacks we've seen in our lifetime. Sure. Aaron Rodgers, my beef with that is if he is as talented as everybody says he is, he's supposed to help uplift the team, right?
Never solved their problems.
Ain't did none of that, right? He's either they're rookies, they're young, they hurt. Those are some excuses to go by, but he ain't trying to make the team. He ain't lifting the team up at all. Every time he get to the interview room, they just got to know what they're doing. Like that's you. You the man on the field, the leader of the team. You supposed to be getting them right. Whether that's extra time off the field, whatever else conversation to be had. Like it's the same thing as if your team, if folks get hurt all year, the next man up, you supposed to make sure you coach them up properly to be ready for these games. To your point earlier, Darius, you can't force Romeo Doubs to be what he's not. He's a rookie. Like as talented as his upside may be, you can't. Like so sorry, man.
So do the Saints force Chris Olave to be what he's not?
No. He was ready. No one argued that Chris Olave was NFL ready before, even a year before he stayed. They was ready to take him in the first round in.
I heard the same thing out of Dobbs. I ain't saying first round, but
ain't nobody come in and just praise him. They say he looks good. He's got potential. Yes.
That's not what I heard.
But he wasn't signed up to be the number one though.
He was.
I agree with that though. And Chris Olave is not signed up to be the one. But
he's not expected to be the one, but he's somebody you can see turn into somebody's one or a high ceiling two. Ceiling two, if nothing else. I'm saying. Depending on what kind of offense you run, right?
I mean, that's the same thing with Dobbs. A high ceiling two? I don't expect Dobbs to be a one.
When did anybody crown him that? When does anybody say anything about Romeo Dobbs being that? Please tell me.
You don't watch Todd McShay enough.
Yeah, all right.
They was talking about him in Nevada, fam. Yes, COVID season. No, that was all on him in Nevada.
I understand
him and Carson Strong.
Him and Carson Strong got praised, which makes sense. They're good. Potential's high, but nobody just came in. You see Romeo Dobbs on the list. Everybody else
potential.
Everybody, right? But when you compare them to anybody else on the list that came out the draft this year, you wasn't like, you know what? Romeo Dobbs, he finna take over Green Bay. Right? Folks was praising Christian Watson before they said Romeo Dobbs' name.
If you want to be 100% honest, when they drafted Chris Olave, I didn't hear nobody say that he's going to take over New Orleans.
I mean, because you got Mike Thomas that you expect him to come.
But I'm just saying, yeah, and they wasn't expecting Adams to leave either until he left.
But what's the reality? Chris Olave is taking over New Orleans.
He is him.
Hey, look, I'm just going off of what he was saying about Dobbs.
He's not only leading rookies, he's also leading top 5 receivers in yards and catches. I mean, all that he ain't got is the touchdowns. I'm just saying. So if we're gonna play that game, Chris Olave got all.
I'm going off of the facts that you trying to present on Dobbs coming out of college. That's the facts we arguing. We're not arguing any facts about them in the league right now. I said he can be a high ceiling 2, just like you said. Chris can be a 1 and a high ceiling 2 at best.
But by the time Dobbs got drafted, there was an open vacancy in Green Bay. Totally different from when Chris Olave comes back to New Orleans when they expect Mike to be back. So you don't expect him to have to do anything that he's doing. It's great that he is, but you weren't expecting that from him. But then on to Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay ain't got no excuse for it, fam.
No, they don't.
None of that.
No, they don't.
They have no issue. Their roster ain't, man, listen. A couple injuries on the line, everybody gets those.
I mean, they suck. They just been sucking in the secondary forever.
They averaging 17 points a game.
Tom Brady is not producing. They're not running the ball again.
I mean, they probably can't run the ball this year.
And they defense is falling on their back. At this point, I love it.
That's why I slick think the Saints still probably win, even though Carolina's still in the mix. But I think Saints off with it because they're probably the most functional team in a bad division.
I agree with that.
You depending on out of that division, who gonna compete with the better teams in the NFC? Probably the Saints.
And then when we get the injury bug off of, you know what I'm saying? Something.
And I talked about the other teams getting players back. Y'all one of them teams that's gonna start getting players back. When I actually got y'all on the list of those teams that's gonna get hot when it get timed in it late November, early December, I think the Saints team that's gonna get hot because you do got those players coming back because they've been written all season. Michael Thomas, Marshawn Lattimore, Jarvis Landry.
Yep. And I think, and to that point, just a sidebar that I think it just got simple on stuff too. There was a lot of stuff in the beginning of the year that felt like the hype, bought into the hype and make stuff too complex.
I can tell you what.
Simple.
I can tell you what happened.
Run the ball, give it to your best player, regardless who on the field with them, and then play the defense you're supposed to play. Make the plays you're supposed to make.
You want to hear my take?
Yourself in the foot. Go ahead, fam.
Yeah, this is what happened. Dennis Allen or Pete Carmichael started thinking, what are we doing out here? We got a rookie receiver out here with a whole bunch of backups. And before that, they had never dropped the ball down to AK. It was a proven fact in the Arizona Cardinal game. The 2-minute drive, AK was open on every drop down that he never dropped the ball down. I guarantee you Pete Carmichael came in that next week saying, yeah, we dropping the ball down to AK. AK finna do what AK did with Sean
Payton.
Yeah. Sean Payton. And that's the difference. Now, for that shit that Derek Carr and Devontae Adams pulled Sunday, I don't know what the fuck they got going on, but
hey, man. Hey, they had the Saints looking like the 85 Bears. And honestly, the Saints should be excited. Saints fan base should be excited about that win. I'll tell you why. Because the Raiders was the number 2 scoring team.
Yep.
And them folks didn't even cross midfield. Now,
if you like 3 minutes in the third,
they crossed it, bro.
Like fourth.
Yeah, in the fourth. Yeah, in the fourth. You're right. It was fourth quarter.
Now, if you're talking about a turning point for a season, I think that's the definite. And I understand what people might say. Well, the Raiders only won. I get that, but offense was number 2. They wasn't losing because they wasn't scoring. They was losing because they couldn't stop other people from scoring.
So I got a question. Do you think it's a Derek Carr thing or a Josh McDaniels thing?
I think it's a Josh McDaniels.
Josh McDaniels for sure, 100%.
100%. 100%.
Like,
or do you also think it's Darren Waller? This nigga.
Look at you. That's your personal vendetta, fam.
Fucking nigga ain't played in 2 years, bro.
I understand. There's no excuse for not crossing the 50 in the National Football League.
Literally.
Yeah, I agree.
High school, I may get it.
No, don't get it there either.
I may understand. In the National Football League, bro, you got a team with Josh Jacobs, Devontae Adams, and Hunter Renfrow, and you cannot get past the 50 against a defense that's in the 20s in terms of yards given up.
With backups out there playing.
Full
backups.
That's 100%. Just like Zach Taylor's, the Bengals losses on Zach Taylor's shoulders, that's 100% on Josh McDaniels' shoulders.
Yep. And you seen that they was kind of whispering, is Josh McDaniels on the hot seat? They committed to him too. They said, don't even worry about the hot seat nonsense.
I don't think he get fired, dude. It's only one coach I think should get fired.
I kind of agree with it though. I'm not really on the bandwagon of firing a coach after the first year.
I am firing one coach after the first year.
I say you got to give him 3 at least.
The Broncos coach needs to be fired.
I say I give him 3 years.
The Broncos coach needs to be fired, fam.
But
it's also Russell's fault. Don't get me wrong on that.
Yeah,
I do agree it's a duo.
That's what every team though, right? That's a combination of things. But like to that point, like, oh my gosh, I was telling Darius the hot takes I was seeing all day on Twitter, Instagram about the Saints at the time. It's like, bro, they can't. The coaching staff is this. Coaching staff. I was like, bro, we top 10 in everything. At some point, we got to make plays. Like at any coach, every level, we done played at every level of football, super pro, right? At some point, your coach is always gonna tell you, I can't do nothing for you, but tell you where to go and where to be at. If you don't make the play, it's gonna fall on me because I'm the one, I'm the head man, I'm the face. But you know you didn't make that play, and that's the same way a lot of teams have been losing games. It's been a play to be made, and you don't make the play.
So basically, that game wasn't 100% on Josh McDaniels then.
No, there's definitely plays they could have made, absolutely. But when it's clear now the line for that is, again, to Darius' point, if you don't cross the 50, there's something more than just your players not showing up. Yeah. Like we only had 1 turnover, so it wasn't like we were taking the ball away every second. They was giving us the ball. We had 1 turnover. They got 4 sacks, but it happens.
And no slight, but the Saints ain't that damn good to not cross the 50 again, right? But back to my point, I'm not really on board with firing the coaches after. How many coaches that came in their first year and really been good?
How many? There's one coach that need to be fired, I don't give a fuck what you trying to talk to me about.
LaFleur was probably one of them coaches, right?
Yeah.
Brandon was the best coach last year.
Dabo right now, probably.
Yeah.
And the ball, right?
Yeah.
But look at the second
Arthur
year.
Smith ain't doing that bad.
That's what I'm
saying. Not either. Yeah, true.
That's his second year.
Second year. Yeah.
Oh, it is? I thought it was his first.
But I'm getting to that point. Like, think about the first year coaches that's doing damn good this year. I mean, Mike McDaniel is another one of the first year coaches doing well. But if you talk about the second year coaches like Arthur Smith, you talk about Nick Sirianni, you talk about
Robert Saleh.
That's what I was thinking about. All those coaches who turn their programs all the way around, and they only gonna get better. Like,
same with Minnesota. Minnesota look good. Did we say that?
What's his name? First year, right?
Kevin O'Connell is doing good.
Yeah.
He's doing great.
You got Dabo. You said Dabo?
Yeah, we did. Now, Kevin O'Connell needs a really good round of applause. Now, granted, the division was in a situation that was favorable to him, absolutely, but he doing his dang thing quietly.
You see him at 6-1.
Yeah, right. Quietly, he's been doing his thing. I had them winning the division. I didn't have him 6-1 and taking an NFC.
I was 6-1 winning.
Yeah. Look, I didn't have him taking NFC by no means.
I understand all that, but when we gonna actually blame the players more than the first year? Well, more than the coaches that have been fired.
I feel like
it's just certain teams that's just was never constructed to win that many games.
That's an eye test thing too.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying. Well, when it comes to like blaming players, I feel like you got to make sure because you got a lot of people who just see the numbers and then they just run off with the numbers like, well, I see XYZ, I see XYZ, and then they don't watch games or they don't know football for real, and so they don't watch and see. Nah, fam, that's on bro. Whether you want to put it on, hey, the man they make a play like there was, for example, there was plays Seattle. I'm like, fam, Seattle's playing really well, but Paulson Adebo literally is giving them a touchdown to drive on his own. Like, nothing else you can do. The defense is where they need to be. They expect him to do his job. He's not doing it. Boom, they got 30-something points. Or, like, for instance, J.C. Jackson for a while. He wasn't playing well in his own. The Chargers are doing everything they're supposed to do, but this one man's not doing his job, and so it looks like this. And so, like...
cover, man.
Yeah, man. So it's like, all right, after a while, a coach can only put you in so many positions, fam. And you see J.C. Jackson got benched. Paulson got hurt, but he was dang near close to getting benched for a little minute. And so it's like you gotta have an eye test and really know the game or be watching the game intently to see like, nah, fam. This is on. You can clearly see when the coach is not putting people in the best position to win, and you can see when players are not executing like they need to. Like you talk about all the time, Josh. When your dad coached at high school, he put them.
Them motherfuckers don't listen.
You know what I'm saying? He put them where they need to be.
Them different situations though. These grown ass men, they understand the game. They played at the highest level, so they should be able to comprehend everything a coach is saying and go out there and make the job or get the job done. And high school, everybody ain't been playing for 14 years, whatever. What is it? 13, 12 years of their life.
13, 12, right. So even worse on the highest level, but even on the high school, as small as the high school level, like, bro, I told you where to be at. All you gotta do is be there, and then it's up to you. And if you don't want to, you choose not to be there, or you choose not to make that play, then
that's really about understanding. A lot of people don't understand. Just to bag off the high school. And that's why you got these kids. Yeah. That's why they rank the 300 class or whatever they do on 24/7 now. I think it's like the top 800 or something like that, maybe 600. I mean, those kids got the basic knowledge of football, and if you disagree, D. Alexander, I mean, I'm just saying, people don't listen, and you can tell. So, but let's go off of Philly and Buffalo. Matter of fact, D. Alexander, what you don't agree on? This was all we finna listen to. Chat, what y'all don't agree on with what we saying?
What's his beef, fam?
He always got beef. He just want to hop in here and disagree with somebody.
That's true. Hey, matter of fact, speaking of D. Alexander, happy belated anniversary, fam. Go ahead, fam. Go ahead. I know you got something to say. Go ahead, Darius. Do you want to give him that credit now?
Bro, listen. Buffalo just got everybody fooled. I'm just gonna leave it at that, bro. Like people just were that the Eagles is the best team that the NFL has ever seen, bro. They are not.
I swear he hate Buffalo top down, bro.
Like
I ain't say they're the best team we ever seen though. But you can't sit up here and say they is not a top 2 team.
They good.
See.
I agree with you. Like on the power rankings, I feel like Philly should be 1. I don't know why he's still not 1 yet.
I would agree with it only because they undefeated. If Philly was to lose, then yeah, I understand that. They should be fine. 1
if they even record, if they were both with 1 loss, and you feel like Buffalo's better, that's all good. But Philly's undefeated, and not convincingly.
Nick, you think Philly's number 1?
Convincingly.
Oh yeah, I believe they're number 1. Only because they ain't lost. Now if they lost, then yeah, it'll make sense for you to put Buffalo 1. But they didn't lose, so I mean. But we all know Darius hate Buffalo. Yeah, he been hating them for the last 3 years. Buffalo. You saying Buffalo is not 2? They're 1. You think Philly's 2?
Oh.
Nick said Philly 2.
Jeez. He's a wild boy. He's entitled to. He's a Titans fan though.
He's a Titans fan.
Yeah, Buffalo got people. The media is narrowcasting Buffalo, bro. Buffalo ain't who people think they are, right?
So are the Chargers who we think they are?
No, not yet. But we're going to be.
At least you're honest. Chill out.
I admit that we're not that yet.
But
bro.
Buffalo is what they are. I just don't think they're 1.
And they like that without the running game, fam.
They can't run the ball, bro. It's really Josh Allen versus everybody, like you were saying the other day.
That's not news. They hadn't been running the balls for the last 4 years.
Chargers ain't even making the playoffs.
Who did it?
Nick, you might be right. Hey, but that December game gonna be entertaining.
Yeah, December, we want to see that.
Nick better worry about his own team. They can't throw the ball.
They can't.
That's very much true.
With Ryan Tannehill or anybody else.
It don't matter who out there. They can't throw the ball.
They can't have nobody get open.
Derek ain't running too much for everybody.
And I heard Hines a game changer. And I heard Hines is a game changer.
I mean, but you got Singletary and Cook doing the same thing.
They do. I don't understand that trade though.
What is Naheem Hines gonna do that Singletary and Cook not doing or can't do?
Right. More experience probably. That's probably about it. But I don't understand. They got 3 backs to the same people.
And the crazy thing is, Devin Singletary averages 7 yards a pop on the carry right now today. But he don't get nothing.
They gonna let Josh Allen throw the ball 60 times. I'm telling you, those people are not going to the Super Bowl. Bro. They not have the formula of winning.
Long as the Diggs and Gabe Davis, I ain't mad at nobody.
Bro, if the Packers had some type of offense, the Packers would have won the game, bro.
That's true.
Possibly.
They would have had a shot.
I was told Josh Allen was trolling. So that's all I'm on hearing. Y'all know he on my fantasy, so.
He definitely was trolling. I don't know.
If you got some type of secondary, you got a chance versus Buffalo because they're not gonna run the ball.
Who gonna beat Buffalo? Tre'Davious come back this week too.
They do. That's big.
We gotta see what we talking about. We ain't worried about him.
Yeah, all right.
The crazy thing is
nobody in the AFC. Nobody in the AFC gonna beat Buffalo. That's what I was told.
Let me see. I didn't know the rest they said.
I
mean, they can lose to Miami again.
Bro, he can't even see. Bro, Buffalo. I guarantee you can't see the play him again. We gonna beat him. Fuck it, I said it. We gonna beat him.
Yeah.
Hey, y'all play him?
Y'all can't even get out y'all own ways. The Raiders gonna beat y'all the second time.
That might be true. That won't surprise me. It won't surprise the Raiders.
No, y'all need to sweep them, bro. Get that out the way.
It won't surprise me.
To be 100% honest. Hey, just get that out the way to start off. Let's talk about free agency. Where y'all think OBJ going?
It's gotta be Green Bay blowing his phone up, fam. It's gotta be at this point.
He ain't going to nobody. Ain't going to play.
Yeah, act like they. Will said you act like they didn't barely escape their game, the Ravens.
I'm acting like they didn't barely escape their
Buffalo.
game.
Buffalo.
That's my point.
He talking to the chat. So
any good team they didn't play, bro. They blew out Tennessee. They're not a good team.
They
blew out.
Hey, they played Minnesota in week 10. So that's the team they lose to.
They're not a good team, bro. They escaped versus Ravens. They escaped versus Green Bay. And they got lucky versus Green Bay.
But y'all escaped a lot of games too.
But we ain't. They didn't get the people we got on injury report. You put Stephon Diggs on the injury report, I guarantee you they ain't putting up them points. You put Josh Allen on the injury report. Any of their line, they not doing what we doing, bro. That's why I'm. Don't get me started.
I mean, I agree with you though.
Somebody said stop bringing up the charges. My bad, Dick.
I agree what you're saying though. Like, I mean, that's
He said he got the Titans beating y'all.
Jeez, that's tough.
Oh no,
Nick, I'm pretty sure he does.
Nick, I'm sure it's Nick.
Hey, look, a special guest next week is Eric Brown. Y'all have to hear the argument they was having at 12 in the morning, bro.
Bro, these folks have blew up my phone, my Twitter, talking about nothing. Oh man, we can't tell her though. We gotta save it for next week, please, my lord. He's gotta be.
Please make it happen. I'm gonna try to make it happen, man. We gotta look at E. Brown's schedule, man. Hey, look, trades. Who won the trades? One team. Give me your top two teams that won the trades out of people.
I feel this. What Darius said, I feel like nobody just wowed anybody. But if it goes right, if these trades go right, Minnesota just got a hell of a lot better, and they were already good. And then Miami with Bradley Chubb, you just adding on to what you already, decent at.
Who Minnesota did?
Minnesota got TJ Hawkinson.
Oh yeah, I forgot TJ.
Probably Philly, bro. Adding Robert. Yeah.
Oh, Robert Quinn. I didn't think about that.
That shit's about to be insane.
Dominant D line. He's a rotational D end. Like imagine that you got a dude who had 18 and a half sacks last year as a rotational D end. That's be.
I agree. D. Alexander, Eagles.
Yeah, Philly. I forgot about Robert Quinn.
Miami and Philly.
Yeah. I'm not really on a Bradley Chubb move here. It's a guy that played in our division for the last 5 years. I wasn't impressed with what he's done. He's missed 3 of them or 2 of them, and he's been.
You're right, but Pittsburgh won the trade.
Speaking
of that, I like that for the Chicago though.
I did.
I feel like that's just putting confidence in Justin for sure. I think you give him somebody who can be a weapon.
Well, that's a guy that can win supposedly can win a 50-50 ball.
And in the offseason, if you remember, he said he was a top 5 wide receiver. So now
we about to see, huh?
he get his chance. This is his chance.
What he got? He got paid, didn't it? Or he on contract next year?
Nah, he got a whole another year to play, and then he get a contract. So he got a year to prove it.
He's still on his rookie contract.
Yeah, he got this year and next year to prove it. So it depends. I mean, it depends on how the Chicago keep their offense going. If they keep the same system, everybody stay intact, and you let Justin grow who he got in the room, possible. Because I mean, Justin has showed you he can ball with or without him. Because he gonna run. If nothing else, he gonna run. So.
D. Alexander said this is the same team they traded away their defense. You talking about the Bears?
I mean, but they got $100 million in cap.
They can buy anybody.
We ain't talking about they going to the playoff this year, but if you talk about coupling Claypool with Darnell Mooney, this gonna help Darnell Mooney too. This also gonna help Cole Kmet. Then you talking about a run game that was already there. Yeah. So I mean, adding Claypool if he does what we think he gonna do.
Do y'all think Montgomery lost his spot?
I think they still gonna play it by committee. I think Herbert might. I think Herbert might be like
he lost that motherfucker.
He might
fumble.
Well, we all know Zeke lost his shit, so he probably died.
But here's the thing:
not according to Jerry Jones.
Yeah, Jerry Jones gonna make sure he gets his touches in the red zone.
Absolutely. I mean, he's making hella. Why would you make him the second back and he making what 17 and a half?
Mm-hmm. And it's not like he's playing bad. He ain't did nothing to lose a job.
It's just like Tony Pollard's better.
He young, fresh legs. He went through.
You think Herbert is better? I do think he is better. The running back for the Bears.
Khalil Herbert.
Yep.
Khalil Herbert. Yeah. He got explosiveness. His
explosion is crazy. Louis just said that. He said that he explosive, and I agree with that. And that's why Dave Montgomery might have lost that job. Will said basically they gave up their defense for offense. I mean, the Bears. I feel like that was their whole plan when they said a defensive player basically can't win you a championship.
I mean, because they've been buying defense for how long? They doing like what Baltimore been doing. We're gonna buy 1,000 pieces on defense, and then
but they had time to rebuild their offense. Let's not get that wrong.
Who?
Chicago. They've been picking lottery for the last 2-3 years at least.
No, they traded down to get Justin Fields.
They traded down, yeah.
I'm saying like, all right, yeah, right, correct. But
so,
what Justin Fields went 3?
No, he went 10.
10?
Yeah.
Because Trey Lance went 3.
They was at 20, and they traded down to 10 to get him.
Okay,
and then Trey Lance got traded up for it at 3.
Here's my thing, though.
Yeah.
Right? So they already had this dilemma with paying Roquan Smith. It was obvious they
didn't want to pay him.
Yes. Robert Quinn, he had a hell of as great as year he had last year. He got
they weren't gonna pay him either.
He got 1 second.
He wanted to leave before the season started. He was already like clear cut.
So when you talk about, then they got Jaquan Brisker, who's playing phenomenal. Then you got the young corner in Jalen Johnson, and
you got Eddie
out of Washington. Why not start over?
You got Eddie back there too. Hold on.
Yeah, and you got $100 million in cap space. So the only thing you got to do is you got to fix your trenches. So you got everything you need on offense. You're going to get this hopefully Claypool pans out for him. If Claypool pans out for him, Ryan Poles is a genius. Right? So you let Roquan go be somebody else's problem. You go get you another stud or a filler. Then you go.
Well, don't they still got to pay Roquan?
Who?
Chicago. Because I know Baltimore ain't paying him if they don't pan out what they want to be.
They can't pay him and Lamar. You're right. So Roquan gonna go somewhere else by the end of this year.
That's what I'm saying. Roquan on a rookie contract, so whoever gonna pay Roquan.
Roquan's still on a rookie contract. Roquan.
Yeah, it's last year. That's why he wanted a deal before the season started. And they were like, well, we got other things in mind. So either we play or you don't.
Then you got Robert Quinn was 33 years old. I'm 32 years old. He got 1 sack this year.
1 sack on the season, yeah.
It was time to move on. And they flipped it for Claypool. Hopefully Claypool can back up that top 5 talk. Then that helps Darnell Mooney. Then you still got the young tight end stud and Cole Kmet. And the running back duo.
And somehow they've revived Pettis. Austin Pettis was dang near the street.
They revived St. Brown too for some
St. Brown. They find a way to get Jones the ball. And
Felix Jones a fly. Then you got N'Keal Harry probably
sleeping. Yeah.
So they got the opportunity and they got the money. So we're gonna see what happens.
Again, there's a lot of people who are gonna be open in the market next year too. That's on teams right now for like 1-year deals. So
I agree.
Do a lot.
Like Chauncey Gardner. But let's flip the switch. Who y'all got winning the Heisman? Chat. Who y'all got winning the
Heisman?
It's not.
Can't Hooker for Heisman, man.
Can't say it's out. It's out the picture because if they lose this week, I don't think he's gonna win the Heisman. So
look, I hate to say this, right? But if Hendon Hooker go out there and do Georgia like he did Alabama,
man, that shit's gonna be ridiculous.
He's gonna be the solidified Heisman, as well as Blake Corum is playing. Hendon Hooker, no way you cannot give him the Heisman. If he go out there and do what he did versus Georgia, versus Georgia.
Sanders, man, shut the fuck up, D'Alizette. I ain't finna play with this man today. Oklahoma State QB, boy.
Sanders.
I hate this name, bro.
He's a troll.
Hey, look. All I'm saying is, even if Hinder has a good game, I think the Heisman comes down to a team that cannot lose. Yeah. Second of all, go ahead, Darius. You about to say something?
You said the team that
they cannot lose. Whoever who's on the team that does not lose, they're gonna win out.
Yeah.
So Hendon, CJ, Corn, and whoever would be, nobody from the other 2 fucking teams. So, so you can get that out. Yeah, get that out of people's head now.
Hendon throw for like 400 and they lose. Shit. I mean, they the only one that's playing a formidable opponent this week.
That's true. I mean, it just depends on how you play. If he plays great and the defense just falls on their face, and it's one mishap that they don't get and they lose.
How much I hate to say this. Is the SEC championship game played before the Heisman?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Alabama make the SEC championship game, don't throw it out of them giving it to Bryce Young. If they play Georgia.
Play Georgia or UT. If they play them again, he win.
Well, this is for the SEC East. This week is the...
No, I'm talking about you said for the championship, SEC championship. Like
this week is for the SEC East.
Hey, but I'm for the squash.
So how would he play Tennessee again?
But look though,
because if UT beats Georgia, they play him in the SEC championship.
I was just saying. Well, Hendon Hooker's gonna win it then. That's what
I'm saying. If he loses the SEC championship,
Alabama not going to the SEC championship.
I might agree with that, but we gonna get to that real quick.
They finna lose Saturday.
They might.
Saturday.
It's true. It's possible. Hey,
But this is what I'm saying.
go Tigers.
Hendon Hooker, we talking about who can win it outside of Hendon Hooker, basically, right?
Yeah, right.
I'm basing it off if Hendon Hooker loses this week and Bryce Young wins the SEC championship, he's gonna win the Heisman again.
What I'm saying though.
Blake Corn.
Yeah.
You think so?
Come on, bro. I actually think so. I will give it to Corn either way it go, unless Hendon end the season with like 6,000 yards throwing, which he's probably on fucking pace right now.
Yeah,
and like 65 touchdowns, which he's probably on fucking pace still.
We said because he said the voting is after the SEC championship, right? So say
they get to watch,
right? So say Hendon win against Georgia, right? But then he go out there and get Alabama, and Bryce Young beats him in the rematch.
Hendon's gonna win. Hendon's gonna win it before then. If Hendon beats Georgia this week, he would have beat 6 top ranked teams. Seven top ranked teams. Penn, not Penn. Not Purdue. Pittsburgh.
You're right. 6. It'll be 7.
Alabama, LSU, Georgia, Kentucky. So he will win. All he has to do is win this weekend. But if he don't win this weekend, they gonna. I feel like this is what they're gonna do. They won't give it to him. They give it to Bryce or Corn. So those will be my 2 picks. Out there, CJ Stroud they ain't played nobody.
Yeah, I don't think they got the schedule. I mean, unless he keep throwing for like 600 yards a game.
Yeah.
He got to throw for 1,000 every game. Just
go out there and put 60 on Michigan or something crazy. Then
I don't have them beating Michigan.
Ooh, I mean, it's not like it's unlikely for them to they can't lose. Is that Michigan right this year?
No, it's at Ohio State.
It's at Ohio State.
It's in the shoe.
Yeah, last year was at Michigan. Last year was in the big.
All right, so back to my thing, right?
What? Alabama? Let's talk about it. You know I'm here for it. I'm always going to go for the hometown team.
But no, and I ain't saying that like as a hater. Yeah. Like, yeah, I know y'all know I don't like, but here's the thing. When you talk about defense to offense, right? LSU defense is better than Alabama's offense.
Yeah.
On all 3 phases, right? From the trenches to the secondary, right? When you talk about
question mark. D-line question mark on runs. But yes, they don't have Mason Smith. That's a big question mark.
When you talk, all right. So when you talk about LSU's offense versus Alabama defense, what does Alabama defense struggle with the most?
Shit, everything at this point.
Scrambling quarterbacks, bro.
Oh, they've been struggling with that for about 10 years.
Oh, years, bro.
Yeah.
Quarterbacks, and that's right up Jaden Daniels' alley. So
he hot right now, ain't he?
But
he hot right now. He got what?
To each his own. Nick Saban ain't gonna let that shit happen.
Probably not.
So Jaden will get some of it, but he's gonna have to throw that ball.
What does that mean, though? That means they gotta sit back in zone.
That
means you leaving them corners on the island.
Elias Riggs out there now.
And in the last 2 games, Jaden Daniels been tearing everybody up out there.
Hey, chat. Darius has been talking trash about Elias Riggs all year. Somebody, I told y'all he wasn't good. I guarantee you, Nick Saban was like, ain't no reason why I ain't starting this man.
No, he had to start him because the niggas in front of him were just as worse.
And then one of them get hurt too? Didn't one of them get hurt as well?
No,
I don't think so.
None of them got hurt.
They suck, bro. Like in the second.
That's what I've been trying to tell you.
But that makes it look worse on him.
No, I'm saying he should have been starting.
So Nick Saban make mistakes.
Yeah, he do. Don't act like he don't.
He don't make no mistakes, man.
Nick Saban always make mistakes, man.
He saw what he saw out there, fam. He just went playing. He must have been ready for the spotlight.
He seen it all summer.
Nah, I ain't gonna agree with that. So look.
Hey, so do you think? Well, to that point, I think we're gonna like walk ourselves into it anyway. But I was gonna ask, like, no one really at this point can afford to lose any game.
For right? What you talking about?
So listen, like UT can't lose, or they automatically
UT
right?
can lose.
I would say UT can lose.
UT can lose. Any undefeated team except Ohio State and Michigan can lose. And really, they both can lose, too.
Any team, my bad, any team outside the SEC.
Clemson can lose.
Clemson cannot. No, Clemson can lose.
Nah, the Clemson lose.
They just can't lose to the team that they don't need to lose to. They can't go out there and lose to an unranked Sanford team or something like that. They can't do that.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying any team outside the SEC, because the SEC, we know how they rock with them, right? Can't lose more than one. Because TCU, if they lose to anybody in their conference, they
veto.
Clemson, outside of UNC, if they lose to anybody in their conference.
Clemson cannot lose to Notre Dame, but they will. Okay.
He sleeps.
I know who said that.
You know, he's crazy, man.
But Clemson don't play UNC unless UNC got the
No, I said UNC, Notre Dame. Notre Dame, my bad. Notre Dame.
Who said to UNC?
I say UNC. UNC because they're the next best team in the conference.
Because Drake May going to be a has-been in 2 years.
He's going to be in. That boy is crazy.
Yeah, or is it just Miami ain't? Anyway, so look.
No. He been doing everybody like that.
Bro, y'all almost lost to Virginia. Get out of my face. Notre Dame beating USC too.
Almost don't count.
Yeah, I understand that you want to believe that Notre Dame gonna beat USC, but
it's like any of the Pac-12 teams. So USC or
no, USC can't lose. Oregon might can get away with a loss. They might can get away with a loss.
They might get away because it was Georgia, but other than that,
but they won't make it. They won't make it because it's gonna be too many one losses.
Yeah, it's too. They can't lose. None from 6.
Top 10 can't lose. Top 10 can't lose.
5 to 8, they can't lose.
5 they can't lose.
No, top 10. It's 10.
Notre Dame is playing a lot better with Drew.
They are definitely.
Yeah, but
I mean, not saying they're gonna be USC, but they're playing a lot.
I don't put it past Alex Grinch defense.
Please boost bro head while you watch.
Huh?
I'm boost bro head up while you watch.
Please,
no, I'm not boosting his head. No, USC is gonna score 50. You get that out of the head. USC is gonna score 50, but we might give up 42 while we playing. So just be honest.
Is Jordan Addison back playing now?
He probably won't play this week either. They really don't need him.
Is he coming back?
He probably be back. I say he come back next week. UCLA. No, 2 weeks from now. It's California and then Colorado and then UCLA. Then Notre Dame the end of the year. But they at home for the rest of the games. So they got 4 home games.
But the college football right now, the playoffs right now is so sticky, right? So how do you not put TCU in? Because you can't take Clemson out.
Man, they fucking biased to Alabama.
Yeah, I think they should be in front of Alabama.
There's no way that... Bro, I'm not getting into that today. I don't have the patience to. But because, like, bro, there's no way you got a one-loss Alabama team over a whole undefeated team. Just I don't know why they just don't let the cards just play itself out. Now, if Alabama went out, we know where we putting them. Either way it go.
Right.
But here's the thing. If TCU lose, bro, they're going to drop them like 15 or something.
They have the picture. Like,
they gone. Fair, because Big 12 don't look good right now. And I give you probably ACC was a better conference this season. But, hey, relax, because I'm finna get in some heat real quick. But look. The one thing I'm going to say is, if LSU win out, do you put them in the college football playoffs?
It depends on how everybody else do.
Yeah, I'll say it depends on everybody else lose.
I'm saying, like, they would have win and be.
But how would you put them in front of Georgia, and how would you put them in front of Tennessee?
Well, they will have to play them in the SEC championship game.
Like, so, yeah, they win convincingly, but, like, I don't think they're still jumping.
I think a win or a win, they're going to put them up in there.
They would have to play who in the SEC championship game?
Georgia, Tennessee.
One of the two.
Oh.
So I'm saying if they win out, do you put them in there?
Yeah, but this is my thing, though, right? That's what I'm saying. All right, so Georgia and Tennessee play each other, right? So obviously they're not going to play each other in the SEC championship game, right?
Yeah.
So if Tennessee lose to Georgia, either way, they're not going to drop as far. Unless it's a blowout.
So this is what... Yeah, I agree with that. They're not going to drop that far. Unless it's like... No, I don't think they're going to drop that far, even if it's a blowout. They probably drop... Tennessee's 1, they probably drop to like 8. Yeah. Even though that's far as hell, but it's really not that far because they still right there.
I don't see them. Depending on unless LSU the last when they went out is like routing folks.
Nah, but you gotta. This is what you gotta understand. They win and beat a number 7 Ole Miss team. If they win this week, they beat a number 7 Alabama team. They lost to the number one team in the country, and then they lost to Florida State, and that's the first game of the year. And Florida State already played. That's a super early loss. So they really only have one loss that you'd be like, it's something. And let's say that Georgia beats them, and then LSU come and beat Georgia. How do you not put them in there?
But I mean, if you're gonna you count the wins again, we just talked about UT having 6 already ranked wins already, convincingly at that. Wasn't none of them like.
I mean, you count the wins either way it goes. So you saying basically, if Georgia beats them and LSU beats Georgia, LSU shouldn't be in there? They putting the SEC champion in that bill.
How would you? That's my thing though. How could you say LSU should be in Tennessee beat LSU?
I'm saying based off of just them winning the whole SEC. I'm not saying UT can't be in still, but I'm asking, will LSU be in because they the SEC champ?
Oh, when they win, okay. So okay,
I'm saying they win it all. They beat everybody else.
Yeah. They'll find a way to put them in there. Absolutely, they champ.
Do you put them in there?
I don't think so.
No.
Like I said,
you don't see it, Darius?
It also still depends on how the rest of them finish, though. Because if they like it enough.
I mean, if they win the SEC championship, I do think they deserve to be in. But then, I mean, you pose the question, like...
Do you put them in there?
Yeah.
Because if say, that leaves...
LSU can't make it, D?
Ohio State and Michigan undefeated. Say
one loss, they're out. It's too late of a loss.
One loss out. So, if TCU stays undefeated, they in.
That's a different story.
Clemson stays undefeated, they go.
They go. The winner between Ohio State and Michigan goes.
You already said that too.
And so then that's 3 in. That's 3 because TCU 2. That'd be 3 of them in there. So then you got to figure out.
Oh yeah.
How you feel about the last 3? So it's going to be between LSU, UT, and.
I just don't see them not putting the SEC champion in there.
I don't either.
I just see how. I'm sorry. I understand the other 2 teams got 1 losses. I just don't see how they don't put them in there. Actually, I really don't see how TCU, the way they got them positioned, how they jump all them teams.
I mean, I would think it's flawed if they don't make it in there. So I'm agreeing with you on that. But
you get in just because all them teams lose. So if Alabama and LSU gonna beat Alabama, they lost.
But you gotta understand, if LSU win, they jumping them. And LSU beat Alabama and then go and beat let's say they play Tennessee number 1 in the country, they beat them. They jumping all of them.
That'll be the fault. That'll be TCU, Clemson, and the other 2 dudes. Ohio State.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Because if you don't put them in at that point,
it's gonna be some fucking controversy. That's what I'm finna say right now. It's gonna be some big ass controversy.
But I'm gonna say this: they are gonna beat Alabama. I don't know if they're gonna beat Georgia.
Correct. I don't know if they're gonna be Alabama, but I'm just saying.
They gonna beat Alabama.
I think they can. It's at Death Valley at night, so.
Go Tigers.
Hey, look, I just want to say something real quick. Darius had this whole narrative of Jimbo Fisher just being such a great coach. Not saying, we do think LSU's beating Alabama. Being a great coach. I'm not knocking Jimbo Fisher coaching, but his teams are just mediocre.
No.
Don't matter who he gets out there.
His team is very young.
No.
Yes, they are. Go look at the schedule, bro. I sat there and talked with Zulu about it. Go look at the schedule, bro. They got 3 seniors playing. 3.
Okay. Well, you act like they got like 10 freshmen playing. They didn't.
They freshmen and sophomores, G. They best players are sophomores. He got a true freshman at quarterback.
Roll Tide. They didn't have that to start the season. Or when Max came in.
And both of them went down with injuries.
It don't matter. They still were mediocre before he got hurt.
What are you talking about? So you telling me youth don't matter in the SEC?
Hey, here you go. Here you go. Please tell me all these freshmen that's playing right now and sophomores.
I would love to.
There you go.
They hold the line. I'm gonna tell you that now. They hold the line sophomores. I don't know their name, but I'm gonna look them up. Number 10 is a sophomore, 15 is a sophomore, and number 11 is a sophomore. No, this for a fact, bro, because I called.
Okay, but they secondary is not all sophomores. I don't think they have a sophomore in the secondary until they got hurt, or they stopped playing. It don't matter. Mediocre. You can say whatever you want. Mississippi State mediocre. It turned out to be Texas A&M. It's still mediocre. It's all good, fam. Bro.
Young,
Bro,
yeah,
okay.
They dealing with it, bro. So many. Yeah, they meet at supposed to be. To sit here and say they supposed to be 11 and 8-1 or some shit as young as their team.
No, I just thought they at least finished positive.
You said what?
I thought they at least finished over 500. At least 3 games over 500.
They still got time.
It ain't over yet.
But you can't sit here and say, bro, they best player on offense is a freshman. They best player on defense is a sophomore.
Okay.
With Johnson on. They play with 3 freshmen in the secondary.
Hold on, they best player on offense is who?
A freshman.
Nah, they ain't their best player on offense.
Evan Stewart's their best player.
Evan Stewart ain't their best player?
Aiton's their best player, easily. Aiton.
Aiton, the running back.
Easily the best player.
That's debatable.
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not.
You know who you talking to.
That is not debatable. Now, Evan Stewart is the best wide receiver, yes. That ain't debatable. I agree with you on that.
I think Evan Stewart's their best player on offense.
No. I just don't see it, man. Second best. I get it to you. He top 2 at least.
H ain't super nice.
He top 2 at least. He top 2.
He only gonna do so much. Evan Stewart stretches the defense out, bro.
That's it.
I said stresses the defense out.
That's what Aiton do.
Y'all just have to agree to disagree.
Disagree, you right.
Aiton, bro. Aiton do everything plus more. If he don't play this year, I don't even think they win the 3 games they won.
So
yeah. Now you thinking about it. Go ahead. I'm talking about Zulu.
I'm like, So I had to actually watch them to be like considered. I only watched them play Miami and
Fam, he kept him in the game against Appalachian. He was the reason why they was beating Miami. Like, let's be honest, because Evan Stewart didn't even play against Miami.
Right, but we was the reason he beat. I mean, they got.
Okay, here you go. Okay, here you go. Y'all couldn't stop him.
So Shamar Stewart,
freshman.
Shamar Turner, sophomore.
Yep, redshirt sophomore.
No, Shamar Turner's a sophomore. Fidel Diggs, redshirt sophomore.
Junior.
Redshirt sophomore.
He a junior.
On the field, bro. That means he didn't play last year.
Go ahead, Val.
Nolan Waters, freshman.
He just started.
That's not the point. The point is these niggas are.
Bro, you trying to go off a last game. None of them people. I will give you most of them people. Walter Nolan wasn't starting games before that. These are okay. These gonna be the same players that transfer. So either way it go, that's all I'm gonna say. Go ahead.
These people are transferring, bro.
Okay.
This is the foundation block.
Okay.
You don't have the number 1 recruiting class and immediately start winning. You had the number 1 recruiting class and start winning in 2023, bro. 2024. That's where continuity is built.
I could have sworn he had the number 3 recruiting class 2 years ago, the number 3 last year. When is he gonna start winning? You making excuses up for the man, bro.
I'm not. All right. I sent Zulu a graphic. Kirby Smart, all these coaches you think better than him didn't start winning until 5 or 6 years later. Right?
Well, it look like Brian Kelly a better coach right now.
I mean, you say he got better talent.
And he also got the more experienced players. So he could be the better coach.
Okay, dude, bro. Well, hey, whatever floats your boat, man. They mediocre, bro. It's okay.
Is that not true?
They're mediocre.
Brian Kelly not have the more experienced players. Is that not true? Okay. Just like the struggles in Miami because they're so young, but in a couple years, it's not going to be a thing no more, bro. This is growing pains. Literally, is what it's called.
Okay.
Georgia had to go through it with Jordan Davis and.
Bruh, it's okay. They just mediocre, fam.
That's true.
Right?
Two years ago, you were just telling me they were 10 and something.
Unless it's
2 years later, they worse than what they was. Like.
Unless it's Alabama, bro. That's the only team that I've never seen go through a growing pain. But every
they shit coming. They shit coming. Don't worry. And I'm gonna see where all these Alabama fans go. Hey, chat, we ain't gonna anger on any more longer. Me and Darius always gonna disagree on this. this incident, he can read me off whoever he want to read me off, man. I don't really care.
There's context, bro. If they was, you would refuse to acknowledge context, just like you do with John. We said they young, you like they don't really matter. It does matter. It matters.
I mean, it don't matter when you playing SMU. No, it does not.
It matters in every college game, bro.
Okay.
Whether you
cool.
want to.
Hey, whatever you like. Hey, whatever floats your boat, fam. I could have sworn they had a guy that was top 10 quarterback coming out. That's a whole difference maker right there.
You don't move me with these rankings, bro. These rankings are for the media. That shit don't mean nothing on the football field. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
I'm just letting you know we talking to the media. We ain't talking to the niggas on the field.
That's how folks get upset every week.
Every week. I got the top. That don't mean nothing.
Fam.
Missouri, #1 player in the country. He ain't doing the damn thing. We don't use his name. Right? That don't mean nothing, bro. That be for the media, fam. Just like draft day for the NFL. That shit for the media. You still got to put that shit on when we come to this practice field.
Mm-hmm. That's how you get a bus.
Look,
I mean, you see.
It don't matter. It don't matter. All I'm stating to you is Jimbo is mediocre. It don't matter what you trying to. His teams be mediocre there. And it could be because he don't want to let go of the offensive reign. I ain't going to say Jimbo is a bad coach. It could be because he want to call the plays and he don't want to spread that bitch out. That could be the reason why they mediocre. But as of right now, they mediocre, bro. They mediocre. Ole Miss got a young team. But, hey, ain't no nigga talking about that shit.
Okay. You right, man. You right.
You gotta see.
You right. Ole Miss ain't a good team either.
I mean, Ole Miss better than your squad, right? But anyway, look, chat. We out of here. Huh? We'll talk about it. Oh, yeah, they better than Texas, too. Other than that, chat, we out. Darius, you got any final words?
Hair grease. Okay.
Oh shoot! Hey, I do got a final word. Don't worry about us. We playing the upset train out until the end of the year, baby.
Okay. All right, chat. We love y'all. We out.
Go Canes.